Hey, I'm JeNa. I'm going to be your occupational therapist today. Can you go ahead and confirm your name and date of birth for me?
We're going to check out 31799.
Okay, perfect. So the first thing that we're going to work on today is taking some measurements and so we can make some adjustments on your wheelchair during the next session. We don't have the tools or the parts here today, but we can order them and get the tools, and for our next session we'll be able to make those adjustments. Then after that we'll work on the transfers, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing that I'm noticing on your wheelchair is that the back is too short. So we're going to take a measurement from the base of the wheelchair right here close to your butt up to the top of your shoulder, and then we'll get it raised up a little bit so that you can have that proper posture and not be leaning back or leaning forward too much because the height is not quite right. The next thing that I notice is that the seat depth is a little too shallow. So right here it's a little too short. And so we're going to take a measurement from the base back here where your glutes touch the back of the wheelchair, and then all the way up here to your popliteal fossa, which is just the bend in the back of your knee. And then we'll take away 2 inches just so we don't have any rubbing right here and there isn't any skin breakdown. So after we make those adjustments, everything should be a lot more comfortable. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So how you feeling?
Good.
All right, that's good to hear. Are you in any kind of pain today?
No.
Okay, cool. So if you were to rate that on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being no pain at all, 10 being you need to go to the hospital, where would you rate that?
1.
All right, great. So today we're going to be moving from our wheelchair to the bed and talking about that transfer, and then those skills kind of also just transfer right over to being able to move from the bed back to the wheelchair, okay? So first off, we're going to put your gait belt on just to make sure that we're safe. So kind of lean forward. All right, I'm going to put this around your waist, right up underneath your boobs and right above your hips. I'm going to put the teeth side first just so we have a good grip. All right, next I'm going to swing out your leg rest so you can put those feet on the floor. All right, first up. All right, we're going to put the chair at a 30-degree angle to the bed and make sure that our wheels are locked so we don't go rolling away. All right, and I'm going to take off the side of the wheelchair. You see these little buttons right here? You just press in and pull up. The side comes off and we can just lay that to the side. All right, so the transfer that we're going to do today is called a stand and pivot. It's exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to be right here with you and in front of you. You're going to push through your knees and give me a big tall stand. Then we're going to shuffle this way. You're going to back up until you feel the bed on the back of your legs, and then we'll slowly sit down, okay? All right, so you can put your hands on my shoulders like you're giving me a big hug. I'm going to put my knees around your knee just so we have all that stability. We're going to rock on each count. I'm going to count to 3. And on 3, we're going to stand. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Big stand. Okay, now we're going to shuffle this way. Do you feel the bed behind your legs?
Yes.
Okay, we can sit down. All right, great job. How did that feel?
Good.
All right. Okay, so do you feel like you understand how to do that transfer?
Yes.
Okay, remember we've always got to keep our wheels locked if we're going to move out of our wheelchair. And then do you remember how to put the side on and off?
Yeah.
And make sure we swing those leg rests out of the way so that we don't trip, okay?
Okay.
So we'll continue to work on that, and then I'll see you next week and we'll follow up and see how that's going. You can work on it with nursing. If you have to go to the bathroom, make sure you ring your call bell and we'll work on that, okay? Great. Okay, so now we're going to discuss 10 important components of a wheelchair. So first of all, we're going to talk about the wheels. We have the caster wheels, which are these small ones right here, as well as the driving wheels, which are the bigger ones here. We have the hand rims right here, which help us to drive around and move the wheelchair. And then right beside it, we have the armrests here. The armrests are removable. If you just push the button right here, they'll come up and down. And then they also have a clothing guard right here. We have the leg rests, which are made up of 2 pieces, the front rigging right here and the front rigging release back here, which just allows us to move them in and out. The leg rests also have a foot plate attached, which will flip upwards or downwards so you can rest your foot on it. And then we also have the brakes here, which we can pull backwards to lock and push forward to unlock. And then finally we have the anti-tipping post here in the back, which just help us if we were to start to fall over. They help to catch us in that backwards direction. All right, next we're gonna make sure that we're unlocked by pushing both handbrakes forward and talk about how to move and ambulate in a wheelchair. So to propel yourself forward, you're gonna reach kind of further back on the wheels and grab the hand rims here. We're gonna make sure that our fingers aren't caught up in the driving wheel at all and they're exclusively on the hand rims. And we're gonna reach back and push forward, kind of like a tricep push down, and that will move us forward. To move backwards, we're gonna do the opposite movement. So we're gonna reach way far up and pull back like a big bicep curl. And then finally, to turn, we're just gonna stabilize one side, so hold it still, and turn, pushing forward with the wheel that is in the opposite direction of the direction we're trying to travel. Okay, finally, we're gonna talk about some of the last adjustments and the last components of the wheelchair. So we have the armrest here, which we can remove on either side by just pressing this button in and pulling upwards. And so that's removing it. That's good for if we need to transfer like a sliding board transfer, or if we want to just take out some of that obstacle on that side. And then to put it back in, we're just going to do the same motion but opposite. We're going to press in, we're going to line it up on both sides, push down. All right, so next, since we talked about the armrest, the footrest kind of work the same way. You just grab right here and release it, which swings them out to the side. That can get them out of the way if we need to. We can also just remove them like this by lifting up. And then the height is adjustable for the foot plate, which slides up and down as we discussed earlier. You just unlock this mechanism right here, squeeze on both sides, and then whenever the little button pops into the hole, that kind of confirms what height you're gonna use. You want that to be 2 inches above the ground, the foot plate, so that your client's heels don't drag. And then to put it back on, we just slide it over those two pieces again, push it over, and that locks it back in. Two other adjustable pieces are the handbrakes as well as the frame tightness, and we just have to use a tool for those that we don't have today, but you can make it tighter or looser using that.